All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is when you hear this message, I pray that you're poised to receive, to accept, and to respond to words of wisdom. Let me get my set up here a little bit, a little adjusted. Today I want to share a brief lesson with you on pandering. And it's pretty straightforward as to why people pander. Um, you know, if you've been around long enough to have participated in the Cuban tradition, then you know that you could come from a divination feeling pretty scared. the Cuban advisories tend towards darkness and dismal outcomes. You know what I mean? And Isheshe seems to swing to the other end of the spectrum with just overindulging people's vanity. Even when they tell you the worst possible news, the world is falling apart, the sky is falling, everything is crumbling around you, but all you need to do is make this ebo. All you need is this. It's going to just all go away. Everything's going to be fine. And in fact, you are you're the Queen of Sheba. You are the next great priest of the world, and blah blah blah, right? And in both cases, it's pretty straightforward, right? A person is going to scare you into making sacrifices and getting initiations and doing things that may or may not solve your immediate problem, or a person's going to flatter you and pander to you, your vanity and your ego, and get you to do the same thing. So I'm not saying everybody is doing that, and that's not necessarily the rule. However, it is a very prominent trend. I'll say that. It's a very prominent trend. And in both cases, people are doing it for economic reasons, right? They're doing it for economic reasons. And it also makes them feel good, right? I think at a real fundamental level, these cats think that they're really doing a good thing by telling you what they're telling you. On a certain level, they believe that they're helping you. But again, once you become an adult, you know that life is so much more complicated than these quick fixes, and the complexity of your adult problems can never be reduced to a 3-day ceremony or a 16-day ceremony or possession of a certain icon. As an adult, you've got to know that that's just not reality. It's very complex. The things that you're dealing with require a very balanced, very patient, very deliberate, and well thought out strategy. It's the only way you're going to really make progress. And so what I want to address today is why people, not just why people pander, but why you like it. Why do you go for it? Why, in spite of all of your years of experience and the things that you've seen other people live through, why are you subject to these cockamamie stories? Okay? And it has everything to do with your conditioning. It has everything to do with your conditioning. I like to say that here in the United States, we are a Disneyland culture. The United States is a Disneyland culture, and as a result, the United States culture appeals to this perpetual teenage persona. We are a bit atrophied in our development in the United States. Again, not everyone, I'm making generalizations. But overall, this is where you get the persona of the ugly American. The ugly American is just like a spoiled child. This is somebody who's like stuck in their their obstinate, entitled teenage years where they just think that everything is supposed to cater to them, right? This is like stereotypical teenager. Oh, you think that you got everything figured out and everyone should be just dancing to your tune, and anyone who's not doing it exactly the way you want to do it is just so inept and so stupid and blah. You know what I mean? You got this attitude. That's the overall persona of America, of the United States of America. We are spoiled children. in our persona. That's the persona that we perpetuate. The diva, right? Or, you know what I mean? Like all of the pop like heroes of American culture tend towards this total absence of wisdom. If you think about it, we really celebrate this snarky, you know what I'm saying, obstinate, disrespectful, irreverent, you know what I'm saying, mouthy, you know what I'm saying, child. No matter how old you are, no matter how much money you have. That's the kind of persona that we celebrate here in the United States. But why is that the case? That's the case because our culture overindulges our immediate, needs and whims. Our culture reinforces this idea that when you're powerful, everyone is supposed to just jump. That's an expression of power. That's an expression of authority. That everyone just jumps because I said so. It doesn't matter if I know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if I know what I'm doing. It's just that sense that people are going to be immediately responsive to all of my whims and my quirks. And that's how we express power and authority. And so we think that when you go someplace, this whole Karen phenomenon, right? This whole Karen phenomenon, it's a classic American personality type. Because I believe that because, there should be a target here, then there's something wrong and you should make a target here. I believe that because this is supposed to happen at this establishment, then you should, and then call a manager. Somebody is supposed to make this happen because I think it should happen. Never mind that you're in Germany, ma'am, and we don't speak German here. Never mind, sir, that this is Mexico, and in Mexico, this is what the law is. Never mind that this is Nigeria. We don't do those things in Nigeria. You can't dress that way here. That is like escapes us. Generally speaking, as Americans, we are like the infinite who over-identifies with our environment, and we think that because I'm hungry, everybody's supposed to feed me. Because I'm sleepy, somebody is supposed to rock me. Because my diaper is dirty, somebody is supposed, and I just cry and cry and cry and cry. Because that is what it should be the case for a baby. Really the mother is there when the child is born to address this child's inflated ego, right? But that's just nature, and that is only supposed to go on for a short period of time. And as the child grows, the mother and the father and the family together are supposed to work as one to curb the child's inflated ego and give this child a more realistic understanding of what's going on. Likewise, when the child goes to preschool and then they go to school, they get more and more exposure to the world, and that gets curbed. And you're supposed to learn, hey, you're going to have to learn to share the space. You're going to have to learn to share the attention. Your needs are important, but your needs are not all important all the time. Everybody has needs, and they're of equal importance, and you're going to have to wait. And not only do you have to wait, but you're going to have to honor what other people are going through and what other people need at the time. And that's how you demonstrate how you want them to show up in your life, et cetera, et cetera. This is what characterizes growth, development, and maturity. And generally speaking, in the United States, we don't get that to the degree that you get it in other parts of the world, quite honestly. And so you struggle, generally speaking, as an American, with this deeply seated idea that somebody somewhere owes me something, and I should be able to have it. No matter what I do, no matter how prepared or ill-prepared I am, someone is supposed to give me what I want right now. And so somebody will pander to you because it just satisfies that need, right? It satisfies that need. It reinforces this idea that, yes, you can do whatever you want and you can have whatever you want, no matter what you're willing to give. And the way you know that you are struggling with this as an American is you believe that you have all these options. and you have all this power and you have all this potential, but somehow you can never make up your mind. You can never choose a path. You can never narrow it down to just one thing. That's because you are over identifying with the all. And you know that if you commit to the one, you stop being the all and you just got to be one thing. And that one thing is going to put you to the test, and you're going to have to show and prove that this is what you really are, or this is what you really are not. And so you like the pandering because you can accumulate beads and pots and titles galore and never actually have to do anything. You don't even have to learn the chants. You don't have to learn the prayers. You don't have to learn the offerings. You don't have to learn anything. All you got to do is come up with the money and have it. That reinforces this idea that you got all this potential, but you haven't materialized anything. A classic teenager. It's a classic teenager. You really think that everything is possible for you, but you never are called to actually demonstrate. So I'm urging you to reflect on this, knowing that it's difficult, because I believe that also there is a part of you that really does want to deliver. You really do want to show up. You really do want to make good on that potential that you feel so deeply inside of yourself. But you gotta question and challenge yourself to say, yeah, why am I going for this okie doke? Why am I collecting all this stuff, but I'm not actually doing anything? Why is it that it's so difficult for me to commit to one path and follow through with it from beginning to end? What is it within me that's creating that dynamic for me over and over and over again? That's what's going to prevent you from being so open and receptive to the pandering. That's what's going to make you put your feet 10 toes down, face what you need to do, and take all the necessary steps and refuse. Even when people are offering you things that you know you haven't worked for, you're going to, because of your own sense of integrity, you're going to refuse those things in favor of taking every single step necessary for you to complete the journey from beginning to end, and own it and know it. All right. This is a lesson, as always, for the leaders. I'm calling out to all those folks who want to bring about change and improvement in the world through positive influence. If you're one of those folks, I want you to find out how Oloye Obafemi Origunwa and the Orisa Lifestyle Academy can help you take your practice and your life to the highest level possible. Visit me at obafemio.com or orishalifestyle.com. Let's start working together to help you live the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those who you're destined to serve. I look forward to working with you. Bye for now. Au revoir.